Today we are going to look at the transport of carbon dioxide in the body. Now, most of the times carbon dioxide is transported in form of hydrogen carbonate ions. And we know that in that process there is an involvement of the red blood cells, hemoglobin. There is also carbon dioxide itself. There is the formation of hemoglobinic acid and the dissociation of oxyhemoglobin. And then also there is carbaminohemoglobin. This carbaminohemoglobin is formed when the hemoglobin is carrying the low partial pressure of oxygen, or is carrying the less amount of oxygen, and therefore carbon dioxide will be changed into a neutral substance, which is carbaminohemoglobin. So now, by the end of this lesson, we should be able to describe how carbon dioxide is transported in form of hydrogen carbonate ions. And also, we should be able to describe how the blood maintains the pH, though it transports carbon dioxide, which at some time is acidic. So now, we know that most of the times, carbon dioxide is introduced in our body after the aerobic respiration. During the aerobic respiration is when carbon dioxide is formed. And we know that carbon dioxide is always a byproduct. It means it should be eliminated from the body. So now we have the red blood cell, which we talked about its adaptations in the previous lesson, where we said that it has got a thin permeable membrane, and also it has got the carbonic anhydrase enzyme. Now, for carbon dioxide, after being produced, it diffuses into the red blood cell. On reaching the red blood cell, carbon dioxide combines with water under the presence of carbonic anhydrase. It forms the weak carbonic acid. And this weak carbonic acid dissociates into hydrogen ions and hydrogen carbonate ions. After that, the hydrogen ions will lead to the change of the pH of the body or of the blood. So now, after changing the pH, it will make it acidic. On making it acidic, it will cause the dissociation of oxyhemoglobin into hemoglobin and oxygen. Oxygen will diffuse into the muscles for different activities, maybe oxidation or respiration, to break down glucose in order to produce energy, to enable the movement of muscles and other activities. Hemoglobin, after being produced, after being formed, it reacts with the hydrogen ions to form the weak hemoglobinic acid. This one is called buffering of the hydrogen ions. Hemoglobin buffers the hydrogen ions in order to maintain the pH. After that, most of the times, we know that hydrogen ions are produced in excess. And if they are produced in excess, it means that the first reaction will not be enough. So the proteins will also combine with the hydrogen ions, making a weak acid called the proteinic acid. After that, the hydrogen carbonate ions, they will diffuse from the red blood cell into the plasma. On reaching the plasma, there will be an imbalance in charges between the plasma and the red blood cell. So now, to maintain balance, there will be a process called the chloride shift, whereby the chloride ions will have to migrate from the plasma then move to the red blood cell, and there the balance of the charges will be maintained. The hydrogen carbonate ions which have migrated to the plasma, they will react with the sodium ions and they will form the sodium hydrogen carbonate substance. After that, the plasma now transports that substance to the lungs. On reaching the lungs, the hydrogen carbonate ions will react with the hydrogen ions to form the weak carbonic acid. And after forming the weak carbonic acid will again dissociate into water and carbon dioxide. And these substances formed, they will all together be eliminated under the process of exhalation. They will be eliminated from the body. I think that now we can easily describe the process, how carbon dioxide is transported in form of hydrogen carbonate ions, and also we can explain how the pH of the blood is also maintained, so there is the transportation of carbon dioxide. And in the next video, in the next lesson, we shall be looking at the importances of homeostasis. We shall be looking at also the process of homeostasis.